Mixed reactions on Consorted 2026, but the optics of the divide seems to be almost on point.
I didn't expect to laugh that much at workplace pain. It's only funny when it isn't mine.
Like, that's not satire, that's literally my Tuesday. 10 out of 10.
As a board-certified doctor and part-time car mechanic, I can confirm Consorted 2026 is safe to consume. Emotionally, well, that's on you.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's like a work documentary, but the villain is calendar invites. I laughed, then I opened Slack and immediately didn't.
Honestly, accurate and upsetting.
Corporate culture is when everyone says, great question, and nobody answers it, which is why my favorite workplace perk is pretending everything is normal.
After watching Consorted 2026, I listen closer when a company says user first. Like, I'm always listening for the part where they mean people.
Yep. I'm not happy about it, just confused why we're crowdsourcing culture critiques. Like, this should be done internally with an anonymized survey.
Yeah.
Low key, it made me realize my portfolio, it's just like a trophy case of look what I shipped while actual user concerns are still sitting in the lobby.
Yeah, revolutionary. It basically hit on all of the points I see on my TikTok feed, well, except for rapping while cooking.
I just made jambalaya. Let's take it from the start.
Lots of old people movie references that I've never heard of, like The Matrix or whatever, but I'm still 300,000 in debt whether we are in a simulation or not.
I didn't know what to expect, but I'm a designer who is Googling electron resonance, so I guess there is that.
Clearly a semi-fictional hot mess of a storyline, and it's causing waves because some failed middle manager wanted to sort table columns.
And it sounds right when it sounds right. So I stumble along, and it works for me. And the reason I've never put the time in to learn how to do it properly or to be a better player is because I don't know what this is. And I'm terrified of losing it. If you learn how to do it properly and you know what works with that, well then you go straight to that every time. So it makes you predictable.
Nonsense. My LinkedIn says I'm a transformational leader passionate about empowering high-performing teams. Now, come here and help me do squat.
It made me like want a better future, but also a nap, which is kind of the whole point, I think.
It's almost become expected to have a general cynicism about the future, to say things like we're doomed, we're cooked.
Bro, we're cooked! I respect the craft, but we can't turn culture critiques into content. Yeah. Like, that's how you lose control of the narrative.
Some of the choices I've made as a designer don't align with like what I tell people I'm about.
None of these blind spots mean weakness. They just mean you adapted to a world that didn't match what you were told to expect and you survived it. But if you can see these clearly, you can free up a lot of energy that is stuck in old patterns.
You're saying, well, I can't. I've got a job, I've got a family, I've got bills. But Frodo had a job and bills, or at least he had obligations, same as Katniss. Same as Neo, he had a job and rent.
But I do think it takes a certain amount of conviction and devotion to your vision of the future to remain hopeful in trying times.
Purely speculative, if it is possible to evolve the genome of future generations like that. It's a bit sci-fi.
Oh my goodness, I watched Consorted 2026 and got to the end, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I've never been more inspired.
And the way you can pass on that is you have to have educators. What happens by the time you're 45? Well, you've experienced a lot of the world. You have a lot of information. You have a lot of wisdom.
Oh, but you millennials had it easy. You had infinite knowledge at your fingertips your entire life. You know what it's like to have infinite knowledge? And have all of it be wrong?
Said you consumed headlines like candy and mistook the sugar rush for knowledge. What a line.
If I did have to pick on millennials, I think our biggest issue is we're too self-aware. We know exactly what's wrong with us and why, and I don't know if that's healthy. Because everyone in my age knows exactly what's wrong with them, but no one seems to be getting any better.
Everyone's like, what is real anymore because of AI? But Edward Bernays and marketing, I mean, this isn't new, it's just tech instead of psychological manipulation.
Why rebrand HR as the people team if the business will always come first? I'm tired of marketing being used as intentional misdirection.
What happened when a lineage diverges from the wild type due to isolation or new pressures and survives?
evolution.
And possibly a new species.
Breaking news, looking left at Gen X and right at Gen Z, millennials are done being the neutral generation and becoming outright mean.
They need to stop asking so many damn questions because it's influencing the younger generations, and frankly, this is a problem because it isn't any of their business.
Wait, they want to like call out alignment as emotional labor? That's tricky.
Yeah.
Because once you name it, people start expecting us to fix it.
Yeah.
In a very AI-inspired rebrand, millennials have decided to go back to their roots and are now calling themselves Generation Y.
The rise of technology will create the counter-rise of humanity, and people don't see it yet.
We suddenly now don't have to fit into a very narrow box in order to be not just effective workers, but effective thinkers.
Because it's not just for designers, it's for anyone who wants to solve problems in a more human-centered way.
And people like myself have access to this technology that removes a lot of the friction behind getting our jumbled thoughts into order.
I'm wondering what 5-dimensional design was, and then I laughed because UI is basically the and in between you and I. It's so funny.
Historically, product designers sit in the middle between the vision and execution, like we're translators or intermediates of communication.
I don't think Consorted was that complicated. Dude just wanted some basic UX improvements like column sorting. Yeah. Sorting what's meaningful isn't that complex, I mean, right?
The problem with our society right now is that we think we are all having different reactions to the same information. We are having different reactions to different information, and that is the crux of the problem. So now we're like, oh my God, we've seen the same thing and you have a completely different reaction to me. You're not a human being. You're a bad person. It's like we're not even aware of what each other are seeing.
This is the end, isn't it? AI, climate change, politics, business, money, everything. We're at the end, aren't we?
And slowly you start becoming more and more fearful, more timid, more conservative. You're not even aware of it happening. And all of that energy that brought you, pushed, impelled you forward, starts reversing itself.
Childbirth is dangerous. There's a high probability you will die every time you give birth. If I can take you offline, I protect that wisdom and knowledge and then give you the opportunity now to pass it on to your grandchildren.
AI will probably exponentially increase the number of communication channels, but if the message doesn't change.
I thought the reconfigurations or recombination or whatever, you know, like the teamwork anagram rearranging was cool.
Lost me on what design and communication has to do with DNA histones and human history though, bro. Like codon, if that's your thing.
I love design, but with AI, I don't know. Honestly, I just want to do something meaningful, but I only have the skills I have.
What caught my imagination was the hierarchy thing. Like, I don't want to be a founder and lose that creative spark and energy to build, create.
What if we did something different, something that's never been done before? What if we collaborated on improving our own user experience?
Made me think about CRISPR for cultural adaptive immunity. Like, could we connect human experiences across time with AI or something like that?
No other generation has the tools we have. No generation has lived experience between analog and digital life. The next frontier isn't space, it's the space between you and I. It's human communication and connection.
So the lesson is you have to return to your youthful energy. You have to become like who you were when you were 21 years old, when you weren't afraid, when you had nothing to lose.
Millennial designers around the world are starting to use AI video generation to blend their experiences into satire and irony. And business doesn't know what to think.
They're saying the end is near, but not in the way you're thinking. It's the alphabet, an experimental transgenerational collaboration of some sort.
Scientists are pairing up with designers around the world to recombine, translate and reinterpret lived experiences, folding time itself and hemming divides.
It's still early stages, but some are calling it synthetic empathy
No
transfer.
consensus yet on naming conventions. We have also heard human interface.
It's more like a synthetic empathy alignment middleware.
But scientists are still debating if communication and DNA are intertwined.
Unconsciously, did we always know what divides us?
After decades of ignoring each other, designers and scientists finally meet and say hello, only to immediately start arguing over semantic names for the color blue.
Didn't the scientists discover they've basically been doing user research on the universe? You've heard of LLMs, but probably haven't heard of him, and he just wanted to tell you how he's feeling, and you wouldn't get this from any other guy.